All right, good afternoon. I certainly hope and pray that all is well. I hope everyone has had a wonderful day today, like I have. All right, so we're just gonna get into it. So this morning I was watching this. I shared it on my community tab. This short about this young lady who's subbing, and she was talking about how she has. Well, I mean, sub gonna get it anytime, all right, because you're a sub, but how she noticed that most of the children that are always a, basically a problem are the black children. But she was saying, she's black, okay? She was saying that she found that it's usually boys. I agree with everything she said, except I have found as a sub that it's usually the girls. Usually the girls. I mean, it depends on what grade. Middle school, everybody's out of control. That's just that age group. But usually by the time they get high school, definitely 11th grade, they kind of chill for the most part. But usually if it's a problem, is in my experience, I'm not going against what she was saying. I'm just saying in my personal experience, it's usually the girls, And the guy did a commentary on it, and he was just saying that he feels like it's a result of one parent homes, which I don't. I don't think that's it. Okay. Some of these people have both parents in there, but they don't have no parents, just because they're there. One parent homes is not anything that's new at all. It's just the whole world right now, it's the lack of parenting, whether it's two in there or one in there. Okay. But I'll do a whole nother video on that one day. And return to sender on your fucking ass. Okay, and you know how some people I be listening to these readers and they be talking about when they talking about another reader exposing them or whatnot. What they'll do is they'll go live when you going live. I had noticed that one time before, a long time ago, but I didn't think anything of it. They said trying to extract your energy, bitch. You ain't gonna get shit from over here, so I don't give a fuck when you go live. Not gonna happen. Okay. So anyway, that's your game plan, or maybe that's what you've been doing. But anyway, and I'm talking about the bitch who wants to talk about make fun of my bald head, which I done made a whole lot of posts about that. Bitch, read. But anyway, so today I said I was going to do a video on this, a live on this. So I'm working. It's always people bothering you when you're working. Like, I mean, like, y'all don't have jobs. Y'all don't work. A job or some kind of work. It's always then. Okay? And like I said, I did say, didn't I say return to sender? Okay. Folks be mad and shit. They attack you. Unwarranted. And when you say something about it, then they mad. But anyway, so this guy that I've been telling you guys about, that I've been talking about, this Philippe, okay? This is one of the guys that I believe Brianna Bellamy, when she came here, married, okay? When she told me in my ear one night, you will never be married. I'm madam. Which however they do the witchcraft and shit, okay? Talking in your ear, I don't know what. Looking at a picture, some shit, I don't know. But anyway, I do see a bowl of water. Or it's not so much a bowl, but some kind of container with water. It looks gold. And I'm thinking like, it looks like maybe someone may be stirring it or something like that. Okay, I don't know if that was then or I don't know if that's now. What I'm feeling now. Okay, but anyway, so when she did her long 3 hour, I guess it was 3 hours. I was told it was 3 hours. Talk of all her bullshit lies. See, back then, there was her twin flame and her twin ray. These men, they're brothers, twins. Then the one, when she did her diatribe years later, she said he was trying to kill her. he number 5 on the list, okay, of the people that's trying to kill her. So was she married? When we were texting, see, she said all this, but she did a smear campaign on me to try to embarrass me. Okay. That's what the smear campaign is supposed to do. Humiliate you and embarrass you. Okay. This guy, I was telling her about him because he was one of the people that was doing all, he still does. Poor thing. I really, just poor thing. Still does a lot of black magic. The stuff he was doing to me back then was pretty goddamn intense. So when I went to a spiritualist not long ago, I shared this on my channel here. At first, I just want to say this because I never say it, but I do want to say it. Thank you to those who are subscribers, except in fake channels. Them fake channels with them children on it that look like some child trafficking stuff. Not y'all. Y'all do it to try to antagonize and whatnot. Like I said, I don't know if YouTube is a part of that because I reported some of those channels. Okay. Try to antagonize or whatever, but this is not for you all. Okay. Probably some you readers on here or whatever. Maybe people that's part of the group, the coven, whatever. I don't know who them channels are. Okay. I'm sure I'm not the only person, who has subbed from them kind of weird ass channels. Okay. So not y'all. But people who have subbed to my channel, who watch, who give me thumbs up and all of that kind of stuff, thank you for your support. All right, I really do. I do appreciate you. I never said it needs to be said. All right, so I do appreciate you. Appreciate your support. Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate you listening to my story and everything. Thank you. Now, to those who come in to watch to steal my talking point, no, you're not part of that. Those who come in to watch to make fun and all of that, no, that ain't for you. Okay, that's not for you. Okay, or those who watch just to, I don't know, do something with some evil intention and whatnot. That thank you is not for you. Okay, all right. but to those who are genuine, okay, I appreciate your support. So anyway, let me finish tell y'all the story, right? So anyway, um, so I was telling her about all these people here. Okay, this woman who raised me, her family, and I can't really say when I was texting Bree, I wasn't really saying so much about the lady who raised me because I didn't know the things that I found out later on. And like I said, thank God, honey, because she would have took the story like it was hers. Okay, because she already tried to take some of my story and act like it's her. Okay, like I said, the sister told me, Queen told me, every time you get on, like when my channel was super small. I mean, it's still small now, but when it's super small, who knows what the real number is? Okay, she said, you say you did this, you do that. Did she make a video saying she did it? Okay, but anyway, so and I was telling her, and he was one of them. Okay, he was one of them, and he was the shit that he was doing to me was like all the shit that he was doing was it was really intense. Okay, you know how they say in church, but God. Okay, but anyway, so I was telling, she knew, and I told her, I said, this motherfucker has one of my, when I was doing my readings publicly, and I was on Facebook at the time, and I had bought, you know how you could buy, I don't know, like an ad or something like that. I went to try to get back on there, it was blocked. I couldn't do anything. Now I was at there were times. This was before I was texting her. I would text him, and I told him, I said, I know that you blocked my shit. I know that you did that. I know that was your motherfucking ass, okay? But see, I didn't know whole everything that I know now, and I'm sure there's so much more to know. So anyway, when I was texting her, I told her, and she laughed, and I said, "Oh," I said to myself, "Oh, okay." See, I pay attention to shit like that, you know, but I just let it go, whatever. Okay. But so I said, okay, here's another one about to act a goddamn fool. Okay, but back then, I gave people a little bit more grace than I do now. And I said, well, let me just see. Let me just sit back and see because that's not funny. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, I had shared some things with her concerning that, and that's where you live and you learn. You understand what I'm saying? She took that shit and tried to act like it was her, and tried to use it against me, trying to embarrass, and thought she was humiliating me and all of that kind of stuff. Well, as soon as she started the backstabbing shit, I just stopped listening to her. I not right away. Well, I stopped listening to her right away, but I still was sub, so I saw some of her silly ass posts, and eventually I was like, "Fuck this bitch," and just you know unsub and hide user from channel. So when these men are twins here in Cleveland, okay, they have they each have their own uh, gym. Well, what is it with motherfuckers and gyms? Okay, but they each have their own gym facility. Now, at the time, only one, the oldest twin had one, and I was on a weight loss journey, and I had lost weight. I was doing it for 8 months by myself, and I lost, a nice amount of weight. So this girl I tell you about that be stinking when she traveled, when she do her astral projection, she was going there and she had a trainer, and she said to me, the trainer, she does not only physical training, but she has a whole food program. And I said, well, that's really all I'm interested in. So I went there, met with the lady. Soon as I walk in, this motherfucker I'm telling you about, who did the intense black magic on me, there he is with his big ugly ass smile, and I'm looking at him like, motherfucker, I'm not looking for you. Okay, I knew who he was only because he had started doing work in the city, not for the city, but whatever his shit was. I would see it in I hate to call them this, but like the ghetto local magazines, okay? Them black magazines. Everybody, I'm sure every city has them. Local, and people advertise all of their business, so I would see him in there. And he had these shirts with his name on it. And I used to look at it, I told him this, I used to look at it and be like, who the fuck would wear your fucking name on their chest? Who the fuck are you? You know what I'm saying? That's how I thought about it at the time, And I thought it was so arrogant and so ridiculous and so silly. but whatever. But that's how I knew of this person and his brother. But so I really didn't want to go to that gym because of them, because there weren't too many positive things that you heard about the two of them. But the trainer was there. So I went, I did go, I talked to her. She said, I don't want, I want to train you. So she started training me. And that's how I ended up there. Um, Pretty much, I was not a substitute teacher. I was an adjunct professor at the time. I was working at, where was I working? At that point, I think I was working just at Lakeland. Matter of fact, I used to work at Tri-C Metro and Western Campus as adjunct professor and at Lakeland. Western Campus, I removed myself. Metro Campus, I think this girl, Zarita, had something to do with that. Because, and I'm going to ask, because all of a sudden there just was no more, they weren't giving me any more classes, and I couldn't understand why. So I called the head of the department, and she said, "Oh no, you're still on the list." And I said, "Well, I'm not having to get any more classes." She just wait, never happened. Well, when I was at Lakeland, I was in the adjunct office, and there was a couple of other adjuncts who worked there, said the same thing happened to them. But I'm just going to see. They probably, yeah, this, who knows? Because Philippe done called me 3 times today. All right. Does it really have something to do with me not getting any more classes at Tri-C Metro campus? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See this shit? Mm-hmm. Okay, stop, please. Did she call there and, I don't know, say something negative about me that they stopped giving me classes there? Mm-hmm. I had kind of figured that out. Not then. Not back then. Pathetic. And this is a bitch I had come in my class at Lakeland to teach a class on the Egyptian pantheon. Anyway, Lord have mercy, honey. But anyway, so where was I at? Well, I can't remember exactly where I was. Oh, but I had stopped working at Lakeland for personal reason. Well, I was like, well, I need a job. So I asked the owner of the gym if he had any openings. At first, he said, as the manager, she said no. I said, okay. Then he comes asking me about maybe a week or two later, do you still want to work? And I was like, yeah. So he gave me the job. Okay. I mentioned this a long time ago because I mentioned it because, see, all the debauchery and whatnot that goes on in gyms. Okay. Especially with them two motherfuckers. Okay. So all the silly ass women who came in and saw me sitting there at the, because I would greet the people when they came in and made sure that they signed in with their key card or whatever. They think that you got on your knees like they do. Okay. Nothing like that had occurred and hasn't. Okay. And we just gonna confirm it here because I know that's probably some gossip. Okay. Did I don't know what to say. Did people think that I had some kind of sexual interaction with Phil when I started working at Naturally Gifted, that gym, his gym, for a $9 hour job? That's what y'all would do for $9 hour job. But see, they think that that place is big and fancy, okay, and that they big and fancy. Okay. Did I have any kind of sexual interaction in any way, shape, or form with Phil? At who was the owner of Naturally Gifted? No. Wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Okay. Did Philippe go around saying that I had sexual interaction with him? I knew that shit. That was part of the gossip. That was part of the gossip. Stop, please. Have I ever had any kind of sexual interaction with Philip? Excuse me, with Philippe Wheaton? I don't even have to look at the goddamn thing. No. Wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. with a 1,000,000-foot pole. How's that? Bring it up some more. I don't want disease and infestation. Okay. But anyway, I knew that motherfucker was saying that kind of shit. Anyway, I had gone to that gym maybe like a year before for like a month. I was trying to lose weight. So I was taking one of their classes. I only did it for like a month. When I first walked in there, look, gone. They're gone. Everybody gone. Okay. When I first walked in there, the very first time I was going, before I had worked there or anything before that time period. Hold on. Okay. I had something just hit me. I heard, I'm going to marry one of these men one day. I didn't know those men. I just knew their pictures. Okay. That had been said to me before about someone else when I was in college. Didn't marry the man. So sometimes when these things come, and try to marry the man. Okay. Come and they go. I don't know what it means. Energy changes, so on and so forth. I didn't know those men from Adam. Okay. Except seeing them in the ghetto magazines, the local ghetto magazines. Had no interest in either one of them. I thought they were silly. Okay. Especially the things that I had heard about them. Okay, from people around. They were not the most favorite people here. I know Brianna Jewel Bellamy thought that they was big times. Okay, but anyway, think nothing of it. Did my workout. Was there for a month, left. Went back a year later. Okay, I didn't have any kind of interaction socially outside of that gym with anyone there. Okay. Except the girl who told me about the place. Okay. And a few of the lady who raised me, her nieces, who I thought were my cousins, would come there. Okay. Besides those people I just mentioned, did I have any kind of social interaction with anybody at Naturally Gifted outside of that gym? No. I went there, I did my workout, I did my job, and I left. I had a lot of fun there when I was working. Okay, but I didn't talk to anybody outside of that gym on any social level in any way, shape, or form. Okay. So anyway, so I didn't know. I said I heard that, but I don't know what that meant. Well, in the interim, I began doing my readings publicly and things like that. The one girl who stank up the old place when she astral projected, she was going there. She was in love with the owner. She would call me and ask me to read stuff. This was before I made it public. Asked me to read situations, so on and so forth. I've talked about a little sprinkling here and a little sprinkling there in these videos, okay? And that was pretty much the end of that. But when the motherfucker, I was gone. I left there. Well, he kicked me out. He grabbed me up and kicked me out. Okay. And Brianna Drew Bellamy over there talking about, bitch, how do you know you was in Sumter, South Carolina? Okay. I think I had told her about the situation. I don't remember. Yeah, I think I did. Okay. Queen tell me she can talk about something. She the queen of me. Bitch, shut up. What a nosy motherfucker. What a nosy heifer. But anyway. Was I mean in any way, shape, or form to anybody at that motherfucking gym Naturally Gifted when I was there? No. I wasn't. Stop, please. Did I do anything negative to anyone at that gym Naturally Gifted when I was there? Okay. No, I did not. I know that was the rumor, okay, the gossip, the smear campaign here that Brianna Jewel Bellamy came and got herself involved with. Okay, stop, please. The whole shit with them coming after me, attacking me, gossiping about me, spreading lies about me, so on and so forth. Did that begin with Zarita? Yes. Yes, it did. Okay. Oh, nasty whore. This was a nasty girl. I mean, just nasty. And I don't mean just horrid, just unclean. Okay. So, but nevertheless, so I'm trying to figure out at the time. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't know why they was doing the black magic to me. I know this motherfucker. I knew it had something to do with her. I said, okay, she done went up in there and got involved in all the whoredom and the prostitution. Ain't no need nobody act like that wasn't happening in there. Okay, and the prostitution in the side door at night and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, but what do I have to do with any of that shit? This is why this motherfucker kicked me up out of here. What do I have to do with any of this shit? So I'm doing readings publicly on YouTube and Facebook. So I met readers. I met other readers. So I'm like, I wonder what the hell this is all about. So I'm talking to other readers, getting readings. They're doing a dream infiltration. I'm getting downloads spiritually, so on and so forth. So I realized, I said, I had a past life with this man. Not only did I have a past life with him, somewhere out there, however you would call it, in the astral realms or another dimension or something, I share a life with this man. Okay, husband and wife, and we have a little girl. The little girl is beautiful. I told Bree, she got her first video. She must be mistaken. No, bitch, I'm not mistaken. You were just listening to my story and been setting me up the whole time in an envious, hateful bitch, and you thought that you was gonna come in and switches. Now I didn't really know much about that whole twin flame, twin shit back then. But I asked and I was told that he's not your twin flame. I heard that he's your twin ray. So I looked that shit up, okay? I know what that shit is. I still couldn't tell you what the shit means. Because I really don't follow it. I've heard so many things. It's so complicated. And I'm like, well, hell, if it's supposed to if the twin flame person or the twin ray person is supposed to help you get to your north node and all of that type of shit and become the real you, then motherfucker, then yeah, you qualify. Okay, then you're that motherfucker. Okay, but then some people sounds like they get it in their head that this is the person that you're supposed to be with. Okay, now this answered a question. One lady said to me, "This, you all have a past life together where you all both." This man does plays. I talk about him real bad. What I call them the chitlin circuit plays. I only went to one, and I went because it was free. Otherwise, I was not gonna go to that shit. Okay, and I did get one of his movies and whatnot. I don't know if he's made more than one, but I did see them. It was all right, you know. It might be, he might even be on two before all I know. Shit, I don't know. But anyway, she told me, she said, you have a past life with this man where you all both work, and I told you, I studied theater since I was a child. Okay, that was my minor, so on and so forth. Where you all both work in the entertainment industry. Okay. And I can't remember exactly word for word, but she was saying basically that he was like it was like you were both in the forefront, but it was almost like he pushed me back. Okay. So that basically ruined my career. Okay. In the entertainment industry, in the entertainment field. I don't know if he was a writer, producer, actor. I don't know. Okay, I don't remember. Okay, but she was basically sound like I was an actress, which is I came into this life wanting to be a movie star. It was time. I remember one time I was 17 years old. I was watching Entertainment Tonight. Okay, I mean, this is in the 80s. I could feel that shit so heavy on me. It was ridiculous. It was just like I felt trapped. I did not know. It was like it was so heavy. It was almost like a burden. Okay, like I kept looking like I'm supposed to be there. That's where I'm supposed to be. There. Even when I went to Howard, everybody knew what you want to do. I'm either gonna be a Hollywood movie star or an activist. Okay, or both. Okay, but anyway. but I didn't go the Hollywood route. I mean, I did go to New York. I worked in theater for a little bit, but I didn't stick with it. Okay, probably because of a lot of sabotage going on in the background. All right, had a lot of fear and whatnot, and I was told by my professors I would have been great. You know, I'm talking about when my theater classes. Um, it was very few auditions that I went on where I didn't get a role, where I didn't get at least a call back. Very few. Okay, maybe like two tops. All right, and that's since I've been here in Cleveland. Okay, and I just didn't fit. Sometimes people would just simply ask me, would you just take this role? I didn't have to audition or anything. All right. I personally didn't think that I was that great. Okay. But whatever. All right. So anyway, and this is what the reader was telling me. And she was saying, and he like kind of destroyed your career to push you in the back burner so that he could be out front. And I was like, okay. And basically, she was just saying, picking confirmation. She was just saying, basically, she could pick up the energy that this motherfucker's a brute. Okay, he's a brute. And I was like, yeah, he is. And as a matter of fact, I saw him. When was it? I don't know if it was doing a journey, one of my mushroom journeys. I don't think so. I don't think so. But it was during that period of time when I did went on these journeys for like a year. So it was during that period of time. And I saw the two of us. I've talked about this once. I told her, unfortunately, she probably did a video saying it was her. I got all the texts. Okay. Where the two of us were sitting, it was like this desert type of a location. We were sitting on these two rocks, but this motherfucker didn't look human. You know, I did, but he didn't look human. He looked like a beast. Now, when I did take my mushroom journey the first time, before I went to that gym, I did see him and his brother. I saw his brother sitting on the throne, all this gold everywhere, and this red cape and all, everything was beautiful. And this man was there as a beast, or chained, okay? But anyway, he looked like a beast. And I had on like a yellow dress, okay? It really looked like that, confirmation. It really looked like that Beauty and the Beast. Okay, them two, okay, because he was a huge animal, okay, a big beast, but he had on like clothes, okay, and he was like, we were sitting there like he was courting me, had my hand in his hands and all of this type of thing, all right. So, nevertheless. So I said, okay. There would be times I would text him, okay, even after he threw me out that gym. Okay. This motherfucker, and I told him this was going to happen to your motherfucking ass if you don't stop. Okay, you dealing with these bitches. And this was this was before I was texting Bree. Yeah, before I met her and was texting. You don't know these motherfuckers. This was going to happen to your motherfucking ass. Okay, you don't know these bitches. Okay. So, I mean, I don't know what has happened to him. I know he continues to bother me. All right. She had a dead set in her head that you can marry that man. You can marry. I showed the text on here, and I kept telling her, no, I'm not going to marry this man. I ain't going to marry nobody who's sitting up there trying to kill my mother. Why would I marry somebody like that? Okay. He would astral project sometimes, and I mean, he just smelled terrible. I say he's reeking of alcohol. Okay, and that's why I would call them pissies, because sometimes that's what he smelled like. You know how some people, they drink and drink and drink and drink themselves into oblivion. They sit there and damn near piss all over themselves. That's what it would smell like at times. Okay, there was one particular time, the one video I did when Bree first did her smear campaign on me, and I made this clapback video. It might have been the second one, because I think I did like 2 or 3 of them or something like that. He astral projected, and I told him, I said, can you leave? Because I knew he saw what was going on. You see what's going on. And he like, yeah. And I was like, can you leave, please? And he left. Okay. So I don't know who. Like I said, I did the pendulum reading. It looked like they got in touch with her, or probably Zarita dumbass. Okay, to get her involved, and she jumped on board. Yeah, I'm gonna get some money and get them lenses. She mistaken. It's my twin flame, my twin. Okay, bitch. Whatever, bitch. Have at it. Who gives a fuck? Cause I don't talk to the man no motherfucking way. I mean, he did plays and stuff, and that was my background. I said, can I in some way participate? And I don't know what the fuck he said. And I said, well, I'll show you my resume. Because I thought he was serious. I thought they was some shit in the circuit plays, but I thought at the same time, well, they'll get better and better. More a person does something, the better they will get at it. Okay? But see, it probably it don't matter. Just for show. People accept the minimum. They think it's great. They see some men that look like something. Their panties get wet because it's mostly women that support it. Their panties get wet, and it doesn't. It don't have to improve. Good enough. Okay, because they're here. We big times and all of that dumb shit. Okay, so whatever. Okay, he never said nothing about it. Whatever. I'm not begging nobody for shit, especially no shit like that. I don't have to. Okay, should I make my own shit if I want to? Okay. Should I fuck it? I just go to Hollywood. Goddamn. Start off as a production assistant. Goddamn. Okay, if that's what I want to do. Okay. This man to this day. Now he's taking breaks, but to this day, and I mean to this very day, continues with the black magic. Like I said, his brother, I don't think was participated that much. I do think he contributed, but I don't think he participated that much. Okay. So I'm driving along today, minding my fucking business. I feel something. And then here it comes. Bam. I was like, here he is. Then called me, because that's what he used to do. Then called me twice from some fake numbers. That's what he used to do. When that shit was on me, when they was doing that shit to me real heavy, one thing he would do, I don't know how it works. I've heard some readers talk about it. Okay, calling you from these numbers for the black magic shit to hit you and whatever. I don't know. Okay. One time I actually confronted him and I said, stop. Stop with the black magic witchcraft on my motherfucking ass. Okay. Oh, the crazy lady. You doing the black magic, but I'm the crazy lady. That's one of the things that people will say, part of the smear campaign. The same shit. Like I said before. You're a prostitute, you a hoe, you on drugs, you an alcoholic. Okay, you crazy. Same, they say the same. All of them say the same typical shit. All the fucking time. Now, I really don't know the specifics of what was said or anything like that. But I know there's this little girl that goes to that gym. And I keep seeing this little bitch in my mind for the last... hold on, please. Okay. She's been on my mind for the last couple of weeks. Okay. And you know how that go when a person is... No, this is not somebody I would call to check on or anything like that. Okay. And I'm like, okay, she's on my mind for a fucking reason, bitch. I don't know what you got up your fucking little ass, newt looking ass, sleeve. I'll do a reading on it to find out. Hopefully I won't forget. Okay. But anyway, so I see her at the Planet Fitness. Well, I haven't seen her lately because I don't go the same times, and I just go to different ones for various reasons. Because one of them, now the one Planet Fitness has the free barbell weights, which I like that. Okay, I got up to 135 today, y'all. Yay, doing a barbell squat. Yay! Okay, Hercules. But anyway, I know she'll be in there training people. And one day, this was a while ago, I see her talking to one of her trainees or whatever. The girl would look at me all the time. I said, I don't even know this bitch. I never seen her face before in a day in my life. You know, this is how people do when they smear campaign you and whatnot. They had your picture up showing everybody, talking about you like a dog and all of this kind of stuff. And here you haven't done, well, at least me, haven't done anything to any of these people. Okay. But this is what Mr. Rita started. Okay. And this fake mama. Okay. And got him involved. And I guess I don't know, maybe he's trying to get in some kind of group or community or some shit like that. I don't really know. Okay, but they think that they're gonna sacrifice me and put me on some kind of chopping block or some shit like that. No, like I said before, in the reader I went to here, she said, "Who is this motherfucker?" I said, "He's big, and I see him sitting at the table doing some work on you." And I said, "Well, this is guy at the gym." She said, "Oh, I know exactly who that is." Broke it down. She said, "Him, his mother, and his brother. They do it to everybody all the time. Destroy their whole life." Siphon everything up off them. They lose that. The one girl she said came in, lost her house, her car, her job, everything because of these motherfuckers with their black magic witchcraft. No, you're not gonna do that shit to me. You already tried. You done called got the one woman involved, the sorority girls, put them had them put me on the do not highly. Almost got the district sued, and I mean just please. So anyway, so he calls me 2 times a day. I make my post. I said, "This motherfucker is so in love with me. You're obsessed. You're so in love with me, you just don't know what to do with your fucking self." So when I first came back to Cleveland, before I got involved with any of these people, okay, even this Dorita girl, the lady who raised me, her family, or anything, I was just doing my own thing. I was studying with the Hebrews, left that community, but stayed here. When I came back to Cleveland, my intention was only to stay here for 1 year. Okay, I was living in Memphis, Tennessee, and I wanted to join the military. Okay, which is a funny story. I wanted to join. I looked at the Navy and the Air Force. Okay, I didn't want to go in as a chaplain, though I could have because I had the degree for it. So I went to the Air Force to take the test for to go in as an officer. I was the only female in the room, and I was the only person of color in the room. That test was hard as shit, but I sat there and did my damnedest. Okay, and I walked up out of there like, well, that's not gonna happen, So I looked at the Navy to go in as a chaplain, and it's so funny when I went to the recruiter. I meet with the recruiter. He was like, "Why do you want to join the military?" Because here I was. He said, "You got 2 degrees," and I said, "Because I need discipline." And he was like, "You got 2 degrees and you think you're disciplined?" And I was like, "No." You know what I'm saying? But he was really trying to talk me against it, like, you don't do it. And I was like, "Well, I want to do it as a chaplain and whatnot," but I needed like 1 year of working up under a pastor. I said, "Okay." And I told him, I said, "I'm going back to Cleveland. Can I still do it for me?" He was like, "Yeah, I filled out all the paperwork, took the test, the physical test, I took the weight, I did all that shit. That was all I had to do." So I came home, and I was living with the lady who raised me, and maybe that was like August of 2011 that I came home. So we were going to she was taking me to a job interview, which I had my own car. I don't know why she was going with me, but sometimes we would, hang out together or whatnot. I'm headed out the door. She gets a phone call. She goes back in, and she calls out to me. She said, "Come here, come here, come here." So I go in the house. She said, "Look," looking at TV, and we see the plane hit the second building, the whole 911. And I said to myself, "I'm not going to nobody's military." I was like, it's about to be a war. So I was like, I didn't pursue it. But I did before that. I was going to a Baptist church here. I wasn't going to the church I was raised in because it was just like nothing. It wasn't nothing there for me. You know what I'm saying? So it was a Baptist church. I can't remember the name of the church, but the pastor was Dr. Otis Moss, for those of you who are familiar, okay? He was like known on a national level, maybe even internationally. So I talked with him, I met with him and talked with him, and he told me, yeah, you could study under me, for, to do the military thing. Well, he gave me some books to read and everything. Well, I wasn't going to do it after the 911 thing, no way. But I would still go there every now and then. But I was just so out of the church thing. I was just like, I'm just not here anymore. I don't believe it. So I went and joined, studied with the Hebrews, became part of that community, and moved on from that. Had some wonderful experiences. Went to Israel twice. Once I went for like 7 days. The second time I was there for like 2.5 months. I have pictures, and I had a recorder, the big tape, the big VHS tapes. I still had little tapes, and I've been meaning to transfer them to, get someone to transfer them to like a DVD or something like that. I'm gonna see. Hopefully, it's not too late. All these years I've had it. Hopefully, they're still good and intact. But that'll be another video for another day. I don't want to get off into that too much. Okay. And here it is with all those experiences I had. Left that, and I told myself one day I started working for my quote unquote uncle, my lady who raised me, her brother. I was not involved with family at the time. Here it is. I sat there one day and said, maybe I should get involved with my family, get to know my family. Big mistake. Okay. Coming back here and staying here this long, in a way you could say it was a mistake. I don't know though if I would have found out the things that I have found out though. Maybe I would have. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I could feel like, part of me feels like if it's for you to know, you're going to find out no matter what steps you take. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. But it just was just like went to ruin. You understand what I'm saying? Being around them. Okay. And I hope y'all watching. Because that's who and exactly what you all are. Okay. You do it to one another. Right? But anyway, so I guess they thought they was going to feed off me and I was going to be a battery for their fucking asses. Lady knew I wasn't under her child, no way. But she had probably been feeding off me all my life. Okay. And she probably spread the word. Well, we already talked about all these people she got involved in trying to diminish me and destroy me. Anyway. Okay. But back to this motherfucker. Okay. Well, I don't know how I got off into all that, but anyway, I see this girl who's a part of this little short little thing. She wears her hair like me, bald, pretty much. And I started talking to one of her trainees who kept looking at me. I'm like, I've never seen this bitch before a day in my life. I know. And I just knew she was talking about me to her. And it really pisses me off and disgusts me. Because, bitch, you know that I never did anything to any of you all. This was some kind of plot and plan and some kind of scheme to destroy me and take from me. I don't know if you all, whatever little Miss Rita said to you all about me, I don't know if you all even really believed it. Or you just was getting off on trying to bully someone. These people would come in my dreams and bully me. Oh, she used to come all the time. This little girl, her name is Brittany. Another Bree. Brittany Jenkins. These people would come in my dreams. This was way back before I got on YouTube and really understood, listening to readers and other spiritualists and realize, oh, this what all of this shit is, okay? And bully me. In my fucking dream. Now, one time, I don't know, I stepped on her foot real hard. I don't know. And I think I kind of beat her up or whatever. But they would come into my fucking dreams. And bitch, and you talking about me to someone I've never even seen before. And you know I don't know the bitch. In my fucking face. So there was another girl one time who was there at the gym that I did know. She had the same trainer that I did when I was there. I'm talking about at Planet Fitness. She was there. And she was speaking to me, and that Brittany was standing there, and she knew I was behind her. I wasn't like right behind her, but I was behind her, and the girl spoke to me and said hello. She hit her thigh hard, and the girl looking at her like, what the fuck is that all about? Like, calm down, bitch. I mean, it's just so foul It's so disgusting. How people, adult, and this girl used to talk about how she loved working with people with disabilities. No, I don't even know if she do it no more. I don't, whatever. I'm just saying, it's just like, but having to be a part of some kind of crowd and group and bully someone and talk about someone who you know ain't did shit to none of y'all. But we's having a good time bullying this bitch, so let me just keep lying. You didn't tell the girl though how you used to come in my dreams, you in India, and try to bully me and shit though, did you? Did you tell her that? No, I'm sure you didn't. You acted like you were Miss Innocent, but we don't know. We ain't gonna say nothing. Just leave it alone, Don't say nothing. Did you tell her that? Did you tell the other people that you was training who would stare at me all weird and strange and Planet Fitness that how y'all would come in my dreams and bully me? In my fucking dreams. And how y'all got together and plot and plan and scheme and all that with his weird ass to destroy and hurt and diminish me. Did you tell her that? No, you just lied to her, whoever the fuck she is. I don't know, I've just been thinking about that lately. That's just been crossing my mind lately. And that little bitch been crossing my mind lately. I don't know why. I haven't seen her in a while. Don't want to. Let's see what the card says. Let me see. One more shot. What the fuck have I been thinking about that, Brittany? I don't know. 3 of hearts. 3 of swords in reverse. Okay. I don't know, bitch. Are you in some kind of a tower? Okay. You don't want your feelings hurt or some shit like that. You don't want to be hurt. Okay. You're walking around. Maybe you're depressed, unhappy. That's what the fuck you get, bitch. I'm hearing something about stand on it. Whatever you thought you was going to get or whatever you thought was coming in for whatever reason, it's not. It hasn't. And I'm hearing, and it won't be. I'm hearing you don't deserve it. I'm hearing you better be glad for what you have, the little bit that you do have. Okay? Queen of Wands upright. Let's see what y'all say. Clarify. Clarify, Queen of Wands upright. What's that all about? I don't know. I don't know, maybe you're pretending, because this is the kind of spirit that she tries to walk around with, like, she's all that, all powerful and all great and all of that type of shit. Short woman syndrome. Okay? I don't know, you're trying to act like everything's cool and fine and whatnot. Okay? Maybe you're trying to make something work. Okay? I don't know, you're trying to start a business, or maybe the business that you have, you're trying to plant some seeds or whatever. I'm hearing it won't work. Okay. Like it won't come together or whatever. Okay. I don't know. You're trying to act like you're some kind of high priestess or something, like something spiritual. Okay. A spiritual link, I'm hearing. Okay. I'm hearing you know not of what you speak. Okay. In other words, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay. And you're lying to someone about something. I don't know. Maybe concerning spiritual matters. Okay. It's like you don't know what you're talking about. Like you have no clue. You have no understanding. Okay, but you're trying to. Okay, what are you trying to drain up off me? Is that why I keep thinking about your dumb ass? What are you doing, some candle magic or work on me or something? Trying to drain up off me? Okay, I'm hearing no. I'm hearing it in her voice. You better not be, bitch. Okay, return the sender on your dumb ass. Okay. You trying to drain me? May you be drained. Okay. Anything else here? I'm hearing stop. Stop coming at me, no. Because you was coming at me, bitch. All up in my dreams, bullying me and all of that kind of shit. And it's tough stuff. Okay. Maybe you have a relationship or something that's not working, or you want one and something's not coming in for you. Here you sit, bitch, in the wheel of the misfortune. okay, for targeting someone, okay, hoping that something will come in and work for you, but forget others. It's so interesting to me how motherfuckers, and this is you, immature energy. You're a very immature person, okay, listening to that damn fool that you putting him up on some kind of goddamn pedestal, okay, how people can do such evil, nasty things to you, okay, but want good for them. Want to destroy you, but want good for them. Bitch, I don't want to think about you no more. So if you've been thinking about, if you've been thinking about me or whatever, stop. Go on about your little bitty way. I mean, you should have seen how the bitch would come in big and bad, like she was gonna kick my ass in my fucking dreams. But then when I see her at the gym, nothing. But I thought you was big and bad. I thought you wanted to kick my ass. For what? Because he was part of the crew. How do you believe someone is so angelic and sweet and kind, but they start a campaign to destroy someone? You know they're not sweet and kind. You just want to be a part of it. You just want to be accepted in the kick somebody's ass crew, in the bully somebody's crew. Any motherfucking way. Confirmation. Okay. So, this motherfucker, this Philippe, he comes bothering me today with his fucking black magic. Okay. And I just said, like, this motherfucker, you must be in love or some shit. Now, that's what I said when I first came back here. That's what I was getting to. After I left the Hebrew community, I started working for my lady who raised me, her brother. And I was like, well, I get involved with family. Because I was not really a family-oriented person. I was just doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? Not that I didn't like family or anything like that. I was just minding my business, living my life for me. And I would do things. I put together like a poetry set. I had my first one at the East Cleveland Theater. Then I had another one at the Cleveland Heights Library. I think I only did 2. Okay. But the first one, I had my own poetry. I had invited some poets. My daughter's aunt on her dad's side, she's a poet. She's written at least one book that I know of. She's probably written more since then. She came, some other poets that I met and knew, whatever, they came and performed and whatnot. I had this quote-unquote family. One of them, this Dorita's mother, she made a beautiful cake. They brought little chicken wings, all that type of thing, all right? It wasn't a huge crowd there. You know how that goes. I advertised and everything, but people came, and this motherfucker was there. Now, I didn't know, this was before he became Mr. Glamour of Cleveland. But I do remember him, and I remember his energy. So then I did a play at the East Cleveland Theater. The receiving line. He comes through. He was there. He came through. Shook my hand. Sat there with his mouth hanging open. And I was looking at him like, I didn't know who he was. This was before he became Mr. Glamorous. And I'm just looking at him like, was everything okay? Mouth hanging open, hitting the floor, drooling and shit. Yeah. Okay, well, we need to move the line along. Okay. Then another play I did, and he was there. This is when he started becoming Mr. Glamorous. It's 1,000 degrees outside. He in there with a fur coat. Receiving line, he does the same fucking thing. And I said to myself, I wonder if this is that same person. What if this is the same person who came to that other play? Because his mouth is hanging open like he's about to drool on the floor. Say something, motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? And then something else that I did, I can't remember. Through all of this, I realized one day, I said, this is the mother, and I'll talk about all this stuff here, little bit pieces in there. This is the motherfucker that when I was in seminary, I came home. I don't know, on a break, some break, was a break, one of them breaks. Go to church Sunday night, And I see these two guys come in that I had never seen before, young, you know, younger than me because he's younger than me. And it hit me. I said, that was them two motherfuckers because they were some church boys. And one of the girls who was there, who they knew, who I knew, who went to another church, but she was still a part of the whole jurisdiction or whatever, she played the drums. So you know how they do church kids, church people. You know, especially the people visit each other's churches and whatnot. And maybe they be hanging out and they go to church. And I remember him looking at me, mouth hanging open, drooling and shit. I had on some Moshoe that night, y'all. For those who know Moshoe, okay. I used to wear that Moshoe, boy. Love me some Moshoe, okay. That's when he had a store in Atlanta, okay. Some fine shit, okay. You know, thinner, younger, okay. And but I remember looking at him like, oh my god, you know, because I'm like, that's a fucking kid, okay, looking at me, okay. He hit me. I said, that was that same motherfucker. And then it hit me. That's that motherfucker that came to the poetry set and them two plays I did, mouth hanging open, drooling. This motherfucker been following me around this motherfucking city. So when I said when I went in that gym and I saw when I went in there to look for the trainer and he sat up there with that big ugly ass smile, like he knew me or something, it hit me. That's why he was looking at. But see, he thought his smile would try and snare everybody, and for a lot of people, it did. It's just whatever. It looked silly to me. Okay, it wasn't a smile like "Hi, how are you?" You know, and a greeting. You know, no, it's some silly shit. So that's why I said today. I said I have talked about this man online, on YouTube, made posts about him, mean, nasty. Yet he continues. He continues on. I'm under the impression that whatever you motherfuckers thought y'all was gonna get, you didn't get it. Am I correct in understanding that whatever they Philippe thought he was going to get in trying to hurt and dismantle me, he didn't get? Am I understanding? How can I ask this? Did he get it? What he thought he was going to get in hurting me and trying to destroy me? No, of course not. Yet he persists. Does he think he's going to get whatever it is? I'm thinking it's money or being involved in some kind of goddamn group or some shit like that. Does he think that he's going to get it? Now, motherfucker, since you're watching or you're going to watch, stop, please. Is he going to get it? Whatever it is. No, you're not. Stop, please. Is it money? Okay. Stop, please. Is it money that was left for me? Nigga, you really? Really? Stop, please. Is that based on something that the lady who raised me told him? Really? After all of this time? I mean, if it worked, would she have given him any of it anyway? See? She wouldn't give you shit no motherfucking way. But I do want to know this. When I lived on Edmonton, did she, the lady who raised me, allow this man Philippe Weed into my home? Look at this shit. Y'all dirty. Some dirty, low-down creeps. And that's big swing, too. Am I supposed to be unalived for them to get it? Whatever, the money or whatever. Sounds like that's what it is, money. So basically, stop please. So basically, you're still trying to unalive me, right? So that's what he's doing, still trying to unalive me. And undoubtedly, Briandra Bellamy sitting back there somewhere waiting, drooling at the mouth. Pathetic. I, even though I'm doing this video, guess what? He gonna keep doing it. He'll continue. I would say y'all pray for him, but no, no. See, one thing I learned, Bible talk about the manual. Pray for them that spitefully use you and blah blah blah. But let's take everything in context. Ain't that what they say? What's the context? You don't pray for everybody. Whatever's supposed to come to their fucking ass, let it happen. It's going to help them if they let it help them. I would think that at this point, his mind is just damn near gone. And right, return to sender. You can be mad. Doesn't make me any difference. So what I felt early day when I was working, making money, with the heart palpitations, was that some black magic witchcraft being thrown at me. Yes. Stop, please. Was it Philippe Wheaton throwing that black magic witchcraft at me? Yes. You have allowed these people to come in and ruin the entirety of your being. But at the same time, you were not a child. You agreed to it. How I don't care. I mean, my God, how much poontang have you had? Oh, it's the money. That's gonna help you what? Since this man has been doing this black magic witchcraft on me, attacking me, lying about me, smear campaigning me, so on, harassing me, so on and so forth, has he lost money? I know you lost money once you let Briandra Bellamy come into your fucking life. Oh, I'm getting no. Well, wait a minute. Let me ask again because I was getting no. Has Philippe Wheaton lost money since he's been harassing me, bullying me, so on and so forth? Okay. I'm getting yes. Did it say no earlier? But I'm getting yes. Okay. And I'll ask again for people who think I'm doing some tricky diggy shit. Has Philippe Wheaton lost money since he's been harassing me, bullying me, so on and so forth? And I'm going to ask a third time for extra measure. Has Philippe Wheaton lost money since he's been harassing me and bullying me and doing black magic witchcraft on me? Yes. Then let me ask this. Has he gained any money since he's been harassing me, bullying me, and doing black magic witchcraft on me? No. Stop, please. Has he lost members at his gym facility, Voltage Training Center, on Lee Road in Cleveland Heights, since he's been harassing me, stalking me, bullying me, and doing black magic witchcraft? Yes. And I know you done lost a whole lot since you done allowed, what's her name in your life, Brianna Joe Bellamy. She a curse. You lose any and everything. Was that Philippe Wheaton that called me from twice from that 234 area code number today? Yes. Stop, please. The third 234 number that called was that Philippe Wheaton calling me from that number. Yes. This man wants to do any and everything to try to sabotage. So the calls that from him and the text about the sister locks, is that to sabotage my work and my business? Is that the purpose of him calling me and texting me concerning that? Okay. Yes. Yet even with all this, he will he continue to do the black magic on me, call, text, harass, so on and so forth. Me. Yes. Stop, please. Has he lost his mind? Has Philippe Wheaton lost his mind? I know you have. Because it don't make no sense. Did it have his reader in your life? Damn sure Brianna Bellamy in your life. I know you have. I know you have. I really feel like there's nothing else to be said. I could make a post and make fun and all of that kind of stuff, but there's really nothing else to be said about it. What else can I say? And I like I said, I'm sure Brianna Bellamy, wherever she is somewhere sitting in the background, waiting, drooling, hoping it comes to pass. Die, bitch, die. We can get that money. What do I need to know about this? You done lost all your fucking power. The little bit you had. Anything else? Conflict. Being involved in conflict that you wasn't ready for. And that you shouldn't have been a part of anyway. But you did. So this man one time did a one-man show. And again, because you don't believe that I'm the high priestess. Or you don't want to believe it. And I was sitting next to his you need to stop being a goddamn fool, because this is where it has put you in the wheel of the misfortune. I was sitting next to his brother and his brother's girlfriend. I was sitting next to the girlfriend. Brother was on the other side. And I can't remember. He said something about preaching or something. He always did have that kind of energy about him. at times when he would get up and talk. Well, at least I can't say always. Sometimes I would pick that up. And his brother said, he said something about not being a preacher or something. His brother said, not yet. And I said to myself, yeah, he do kind of have that energy. Nah. See how you let just fools come in and destroy your whole setup. For shmoney. And possibly if you had stayed on your path, you would have had a lot more than what them lying motherfuckers told you that they were going to give you. Okay. I can't think of anything else right now concerning that. That's into that. Okay. But like I said, this person will probably continue on. Ego, mind gone. Who knows, they might probably sat somewhere in some circle with blood everywhere, making some kind of goddamn vow to some kind of demon or some shit like that. While he laughed his ass off at their dumb asses. This girl's a read I knew, like I said, when she was laid out in my floor, after she bled all over my furniture from her vagina. She's in the middle of my floor playing with something. And I looked, I said, this bitch playing with... Hold on. I said, ain't nothing there. I was looking at her. Oh, yes, it was. Whatever that nasty energy was on her when she came to me, man, you ready for me to apologize? Talking, you want to play with the Ouija board? No, bitch, I'm not doing none of that shit with your motherfucking ass. No. And she got the warning one night. And she laughed. Okay. But like one lady told me, that's what some people do. They just really think that these demonic energies are going to give them what they're looking for. We ain't talking about no left-hand people. Those who follow left-hand path, who know what the fuck they're doing. Well, I can't say all of them. Who utilize the energy to help them grow and come to the knowledge and truth of themselves. No, these motherfuckers use this shit to hurt others and really think that ain't shit everything gonna be good for them. I was supposed to be dead a long time ago with the work these people was doing on me. And they was doing some heavy ass shit. Okay, and I've already talked about that. Alright. But anyway, I'm going to say this for this silly ass reader on here who wanted to make fun of me because I wear my hair bald. See, another thing that these motherfuckers like on here will say, they just mad because they got a small platform. They don't have... Same dumb shit. The same stupid shit. When it's been said for years, long before I even got on this motherfucker. The first time. How people can buy views and subs. And comments. So, gone. They're gone. They've done vamoosed. So just because you have a big number, it doesn't mean anything. Now, especially for a bitch like you who talk from a Christian perspective all the fuck. Let me change that. who talk from a churchy perspective. That's two different things. Miss Churchified. Yo, Jesus had 12. And even after healing 10 lepers, only one came back and said, fucking thank you. It ain't in the numbers. Jesus didn't get his props for real, until hundreds of years later. So if that's being said, which I don't know, but just in case, so that don't mean shit. Not to educate you, because you're dumb. Your behavior. Women choose to cut their hair bald for various reasons, including medical conditions like alopecia or cancer, personal empowerment, and liberation from beauty standards. Now, if you want to hold on to those Eurocentric beauty standards, that's your choice. Because, see, I don't see you making fun of and making memes about all them women in India who grow their hair out and shave their head bald so bitches like you can slap it on top of their head. Make some memes about them. Make some funny ass jokes about them walking around bald, growing their hair out just so they can have some food to eat. Because they know the Negro American women's going to buy it. As you run to the motherfucking store to strap that shit on top of your head. So you can fall into the, what do you want to call it? I don't know. Whatever the beauty standards are here. So nobody to make fun of you. And see the real you that you try to hide with the hair all in your face and the black and white picture. Hiding with your fat self. And I'm chunky. But I ain't hiding it. Also, convenience and low maintenance. A desire for a drastic or symbolic change. Cultural or religious reasons, such as penance or fulfilling vows. And how you know I wasn't doing that? Your dumb ass. How you know I wasn't doing it for spiritual reasons and purposes? Oh no, because your way of looking like a sheep like everybody else is the right way, right? In a way not to be made fun of. Like a little girl on the fucking schoolyard. Or simply because it's a matter of personal preference or style. Just like that shit you got on top of your head. See, it'll be a bitch like you who making fun of somebody that you don't know who's done nothing to you. When you do take that shit off your hair, your hairline will start all the way back fucking here. All the way here. Because you done ate it up with the glue and shit. And have to be like some of these women on here who to just have some whatever hairline, they gotta go get the tattoo hair like things. So they look like they have some hair on their head. Because you don't have no reason to talk about me. Medical reasons, hair loss, conditions like alopecia or pattern hair loss can lead to hair thinning or loss, making shaving a practical and aesthetically pleasing choice. What if that was my issue? It's not. But what if it was? Cancer treatment, shaving hair before chemotherapy can be a way for women to feel empowered and in control of their bodies during treatment. What if that was my fucking issue? It's not. But what if it was? The spiritual courts. Oh, TV. In other words, entertainment. Personal empowerment and rebellion. And it's a damn shame because the girl channel that I saw on, I really liked her readings. I can't even look at that shit no more. And she may not even know anything about it, but no, it's stained now. Confirmation. Personal empowerment and rebellion. Challenging beauty standards. Shaving their head can be an act of rebellion against societal expectations of feminine beauty, which often link femininity with long hair. But that don't mean that that's it. But if it is for you, then fine. You see me making fun of you and that shit you walking around with on top of your head, hiding yourself. Liberation. I am now. Oh, I'm making fun of you now. Most definitely. Mm-hmm. It's not a mistake. It's not. I didn't mean that. No, I'm meaning exactly everything that I say in the post. Everything. Liberation. Some women experience a sense of freedom and liberation from the constraints of traditional hair care and styling. I don't mind styling my hair. I've had long hair. I like doing it, actually. Confidence. A shaved head can be a statement of confidence and self-assurance, representing a comfort with one's natural appearance. But because you're not confident in yourself, you think you're going to make fun of me. All on the World Wide Web to humiliate me and call me a bitch and shit. Because you've been bothering me. If you're confident with that rag on top of your head, hiding your face, oh, be glad, bitch. Why are you bothering me? Practical and aesthetic choices. Low maintenance. Shaving their hair significantly reduces time and money spent on styling products and salon visits, simplifying daily routines. Personal preference. Some women simply prefer the look and the feel of a bald head or find that it suits their face and style. It damn sure suits my face and my style. Maybe you want to try, but you're too afraid to. A lot of women feel that way. And instead of you facing that reality within yourself, you're going to make fun of me with your little coven crew. Symbolic change. Shaving can be a way to embrace drastic change. Achieve a bucket list item or express bold new identity. Something that you're afraid to do. Cultural and religious factors. Religious observations. In some religious traditions, such as Orthodox Judaism or Hinduism, women may shave their head as a form of humility, penance, or to fulfill a vow. I already talked about that. Cultural expression. In some African cultures, head shaving has a long history and can serve as a powerful symbol of strength and identity. So you're just making fun of a whole continent of people. Because you wasn't just doing it at me. Bitch, fuck you. And your lying ass spiritual court TV. And that filter face of that Nephilim look just like your fucking ass. With all them filters, them 1,000 million filters you put on your fucking face. Now, let me see. Was you the one? This woman I'm talking about here, the one that came in my comments trolling, talking about, did I do my dishes? Uh-huh. From remote viewing my world and my life. Mm-hmm. So since it's you, bitch, and you like to remote view my life and my world and whatnot, I have some dishes in there for you to come through and made and wash. And then you can get on your fucking hands and knees and mop my floor with a fucking toothbrush, bitch. And then I give some material for you to sew up. And a pattern, some patterns for you to sew some clothes for me, bitch. Made. Since you're so concerned about my home and my house and how I look and how I dress. Now, like I said, we're going to do some more readings on your motherfucking ass since you've been reading on me for over a fucking year. Laughing with the coven. we already see you a pick me, bitch. And like the young brother said, don't, and you ain't being fucked. Don't nobody want to fuck you. So no, and I don't even know him. Never had a conversation with him before you get on there. They in the group, ain't nobody in no shit. All right. The rest of you all, thank you once again so much for those who are genuine, who have a real heart and a real heart of gold, who are truly chosen people, and who love others and come through and are supportive. I appreciate your support. As I appreciate that energy. You all have favor. Peace.